has purchased a valid ticket for traveling by a train carrying passenger on a date or a valid platform ticket and becomes a victim of untoward incident. So, my lord, it has because general definition of passenger 229 says that only authorized passenger. But here in this 124A, it has been given a bit expansion to the extent that even the railway employees having suffered untoward incident will be entitled for, and they are brought within the definition of this passenger. Nothing beyond that, my lord. So,
And
authorized.
a person purchased a valid ticket. So you mean to say
My lord,
clause 2 includes the person who is not actually a passenger but intending to be a passenger.
intended valid ticket. He must have valid ticket whether he is traveling or not. He says well, but
A
passenger.
person, no, see, clause 2 means a person who is not traveling. You read 2.
A
You read
person who has
2
purchased a
explanation.
valid ticket for traveling.
That means he need not be a traveler
Yes, yes, yes. Agreed, my lord.
or need not be traveling. He
Agreed, my
need
lord.
not be traveling by a
Yes.
train. But if he has purchased a platform ticket and he is standing on the platform, and if some incident which is untoward incident has occurred, he is entitled to receive
Grateful, my lord.
compensation.
And this will go in coherence with the 123C because that says that on platform in precincts of the
What?
railways, that what my lord was just I was placing 123C3 because it includes all the areas, my lord, other than the traveling in the train. It, including train, my lord, I'm just placing it. The indulging writing, shoot, or arson by any person in or any train carrying passenger or in a waiting hall, cloakroom, reservation, booking office, or any platform or in any other place within the precincts of the railway station. So my submission, because this, so rightly it has been pointed out by my lord that intended passenger may be also there. That I have purchased a ticket, I am waiting on the platform. If I suffer any injury, I am entitled for no fault liability. The railway has to compensate. There is absolutely no dispute. But this inclusive, my lord, that explanation says that has only added to the definition of passenger this railway employee. Nothing beyond that, my lord. So the person should have at least the ticket in hand. I am not, won't be arguing that he should be traveling in the train itself, then only he will be entitled. If he is having a ticket, valid ticket, and he is on platform or anywhere in the precincts of the railway station or anywhere, other than what has been qualified just above that, that he should not, should not be a suicidal attempt or self-inflicted injury, they are exempted from this claim list. And my lord, I could just find one judgment of Honorable Division Bench, my lord, of Guwahati High Court. Because we could not send it, my lord. Para 11, what exactly was the issue that is there, my lord. If I am allowed, I may place it, para 11. And I am sending the copy of the judgment also, if I
Which
am allowed.
judgment?
This is Guwahati High Court judgment, my lord, 2000 SCC Online Guwahati 66.
Just a minute. 2000.
SCC Online
2000. 2000.
SCC Online Guwahati 65.
It's 2000 or 1, 2, 3.
No, no,
2000.
it
It
is
is
2000,
2000.
2000, by 2000, 2000.
2000.
SCC Online
SCC online.
Guwahati 66.
So 66. Is read
My lord.
that?
My lord, it,
Yes,
the,
read that.
it is by Honorable Division Bench, Justice Brijesh Kumar, Chief Justice, and Justice A.K. Patnaik, my lord. Para 3 will be the issue that was carved out, my lord. The appellant had approached the Railway Claim Tribunal for awarding compensation under Section 124A of the Railways Act 1989. The defense taken on behalf of the respondent was that deceased was not the bona fide passenger of the train nor a railway servant on duty. Therefore, he was not entitled for any compensation, even though he may be involved in the untoward incident in which he was run over by the train. Now, my lord, uh, para 7 then it discussed, my lord, from the perusal of the explanation to section 124A of the Railways Act, it is clear that the purposes of section 124A for the purposes of compensation passenger includes a railway servant on duty and a person with a valid ticket for traveling or a valid platform ticket and becomes a victim of untoward incident. Then, my lord, Straight away coming to para 11, in the present case, we find that under section 2, subclause 29, passenger means any person traveling with a valid pass or ticket, and for the purpose of section 124A, inclusive definition has been provided, including all those persons as passengers who purchase a valid ticket for traveling or a valid platform ticket besides a railway servant on duty. The main ingredient to be found in both the definition is that presence of the person on the train or at the platform would be validly authorized. For this purpose, inclusive definition of the word passenger under explanation to section 124A of the Act considers railway servant on duty or a holder of platform ticket or a valid ticket for traveling to be a passenger. By making the definition inclusive, other person falling in the similar category may also be included within the meaning of the word passenger by giving liberal construction to a beneficial legislation, especially legislated to compensate the victim or his dependent in case of his death in a railway accident. In this background, it may be considered that there is no denial of the fact that deceased was a constable in the government. There was the employee mileage. So it says that deceased was the constable in the government, railway police, which is a government organization, though may not be a railway organization. The officer in charge of GRP outpost, so and so valid, a command certificate as prescribed. Yes. So the it has taken note of the fact, Mallet. There the issue was with regard to the railway survey, but it says the definition is inclusive and what all can be included, applying the principle of adjusdem generis, Mallet. If anybody can be brought, because it is beneficial legislation, we cannot restrict its interpretation insofar as it is in consonance to the provision.
No, my question is, can it be broadened to such an extent to include a passenger without a valid ticket?
No, no, that cannot be. In my humble submission, that cannot be done, my lord. Here it was working for a constable, working for the railway, though in the railway outpost he was there.
In that particular, I'm saying in a case because it says a passenger.
Hmm. And that says, Melody, if I'm just repeating one line, the main ingredient to be found in both the definition is that presence of the person on the train or at the platform should be validly authorized. That is how the honorable
Validly
got it.
authorized.
But that is how the. But my lord, I would submit one more thing, my lord. There is a scheme of state government also where in case of death 4 lakhs compensation is being paid. So they should avail the where it is rightly
In
fitting.
which
In our state also, Jharkhand is also there is a scheme. We are just hunting with the few. In case of death or untoward incident like this snake biting or there are so many considerations, they pay 4 lakhs. Malad. I will just provide Malad because we intend that if there are some beneficial legislation because they don't publish, my lord. This is the whole difficulty with the administration. This should be made available to public at large. That these are the beneficial schemes are there, but there is no one to advise or bring it in the public domain. And insofar as this case is validly authorized, is the rule that would prevail, my lord.
yes, Mr. Shamvesh,
Malas, coming back to the section 124A, the explanation part, because that is my only resort.
can
Malas,
can the explanation part 124A be read in isolation, or it has to be read with
no,
section
Malas.
229?
Malas, it has to be read along with the other sections also, Malas.
Other sections also.
Malas, because Malas, what I understand is that what difficulty I'm facing is to place myself within the ambit of the term passenger, because
Because
the
Mr. Samavesh, you see one thing. 229 defines passenger. It says
passenger having a valid
with
ticket,
a ticket, a valid ticket.
a valid ticket.
Now, you see 124, the explanation says the word will include. See,
Include.
passenger is there. Then the
Malas.
124 includes what? Includes employees.
Includes employees as well as in the second portion it says a person who has valid a
Second, That second is something else. Second is a class of a person who not be a traveler. There is a difference. He is a traveler.
Exactly, my lords.
He is not
Who may not
traveling.
be a traveler.
Actually, traveling. He is waiting for traveling, or he is waiting to see off someone.
My lords.
So they have
Either is
also been. They have
two
also
conditions. Either he's having a valid ticket or a platform ticket. Only two conditions.
platform ticket. With a platform ticket, you can also travel.
Yes, my lords.
With a platform ticket, you can also travel. But the question is, over here, the passenger definition has been extended to that lot of a person who doesn't intend to travel, but
My lords.
has a valid authority to enter the precincts.
Enter the persons. And
That is the
and
platform.
meets with an untoward
So
incident.
yes, and meets with that's the difference. Meets with the untoward incident. So the word include cannot be enlarged to such an extent to include world at a large, or including a person who is without a valid ticket. Because you see, a railway servant, if he is on duty, he is entitled or he is authorized to enter
Yes, my lord. The
any
premises.
any premises without a ticket. Now, a person who has purchased it over here also. See, the word passenger includes a person who has purchased a valid ticket. Here also, it's not every person, but a person who has purchased a valid ticket for traveling by a train carrying passengers on any date, or a valid platform ticket and becomes a victim also. So this valid platform ticket and a valid ticket, this, these words should be given some importance.
Rather, it is of primacy, my lord.
The validity, it qualifies that there should be a valid authority to enter in within the precincts for a train. So that means, can it can it be said that a person who doesn't even have a valid authority to enter the train or a precincts of a railway station, he's also will he'll also be defined as a passenger?
My lord, no, there is a difference. A victim of an untoward incidents.
If
The
it is that,
124, the compensation, the benefits which can be enlarged to says that it has to be a victim of an untoward incidents. A victim
yes,
of an untoward incidents, but it comes with a prior condition because there is a usage of terms passenger in section 124. In the
yes,
case of in the case of Reena Roy versus Reena Devi, in paragraph 29, though that is a different thing because the initial burden of proof is upon us to prove that we were carrying a valid ticket or not.
Here it is a case of absolute liability. There is
Malaz.
Mr. Sam, the problem with you on facts with your case is that you volunteered the ticket. That means it was not your case that I have lost my ticket, so I couldn't produce the
Malaz.
ticket.
true, true, my
Yes,
lord.
Malaz.
If you would have said so, the matter would have been different.
The case
Well,
has been
that
settled
that
with the price.
now that I understand, what I cannot change the facts of my case.
Listen to me,
Instead,
Mr.
if
Samvesh.
I
In some of
yes,
the,
Manoj.
in some of in some of the cases, if you become a fool, it is ignorance is bliss. You tried to become too smart and you fell in the trap.
Manoj, but then again, what I sense is it is not the indulgence of the family members, but then again some other third party. That what I infer
No,
from
no, no.
this.
That is nothing
Because
one
Malad,
cannot say. One cannot.
at this time when somebody has like Malad passed away, that too met with such an unfortunate incident, but these people would not be of sane mind. The family members would not be of such sanity
This
to
could not be
devise
the
such.
cognizance of all these things.
Malad, that is again a probability, Malad. My only contention is that the compensation has to be paid to the victims of the untoward incident. Though I had a finding in my favor that I was a victim of an untoward incident, but unfortunately I was not a passenger, not having a valid ticket.
Incident. You are a victim of a untoward incident, but the question is, having a valid authority is a sine qua non to
Yes, Manoj.
get this compensation.
And rightly it has
My
been
Which
lord.
pointed out.
primary focus was upon you, you failed. But you
My lord.
proved, you produced, it was demolished like anything.
My lords. Because the prima facie, the court has observed that it was issued as a belated stage after the incidents has occurred. So, I mean, I could not even claim that even the machineries of railways are not working properly because I don't see anything from the awardment.
Effort was to establish that he was a bona fide authorized passenger. That failed, my lord.
But then now there's the question about the unfortunate party. Then now is somebody who decides things for me, and if it is not the successor who could have been benefited, and then there is difference between these two persons. Now it would have been our successors which could have been benefited, not the third person. And the intention of the third person, how I don't know what was it, but then it has now denied the benefits which could have given to us. So now the whole family is going to suffer. This is my contention. Because the only judgment that the lower court has relied upon is the one judgment of the Patna High Court, whereby the case has been rejected on the ground on the conduct of the concerned officer.
Okay, that's all.
Malis.
Judgment reserved.